if I can get to maybe one, one last one, or maybe, yeah. Well, that one was interesting a little bit. We're on the highway. What we could say about a person with vision loss, we'll say, well, I see the street. Right?
Yeah. And I see a car or truck or something in the other lane next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I see that there's a sign or something on the right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. I see the tree line on either side. Mm-hmm. And now I see all the way in the distance there. I don't really know what it is, but there's something up above the road. So it could be a tree or a sign, and at this stage I'll probably dip into my bioptic to see if I could see what it is, and that might tell me what it is, or might not. I might have to wait until I get a bit closer. Is that what you're after?
Yeah, exactly. And we have to, I'm going to take that opportunity to come back a little bit on the use of the bioptic.
Yeah.
Here we would have really a good point to use the bioptic. Why is that? Well, we probably have 3 or more seconds of difference between that car. Means that even if he's slowing down really quickly, I'm able to react. Because, if I'm using a bioptic, I'm not supposed to use it more than 1 second. So shouldn't be any problem with that. It's going to be a problem if I'm trying to fixating in my bioptic. Then I'm losing my field, and then I could be much surprised if I'm getting out, because I'm going to focus on other information that are a little bit further. The other thing, there's no curve, there's no hill, nothing that can cover my seeing. The other thing that you talk about, Melinda, is here, that spot that we've got over the highway. Without my bioptic, I see that there's something. I can guess that there's some signs, but maybe I cannot tell any much more. But maybe that using my bioptic, first probably information that I will get is, there's not only one sign, there's 2 signs. Okay, so that's the first information. What can I get from that point that, there's 2 signs, there's a 4th probability that there's going to be a way out of the highway. Cannot be sure at 100%, but at least I can already prepare myself about that point, especially if I want to get out. But of course, there's other information that could analyze with it. It's only a little part. The other thing that I can get also, it's maybe that little part down the sign is telling me the number of the exit. So here the system also make that there's a follow on that number. So if I know where I came from, usually, and I stayed on the same highway, I should get that logic and know just with a little information if that's the good one or not. If I'm coming back a little bit, I'm coming back with those information. Even I don't see it clearly, I can get it anyway. I see here 2 exits, and it doesn't show the same thing. Here I've got 3 lines. Even if I can read it, telling me that usually, potentially, there's 3 destinations going with that exit. And there's that one also. So that thing also could be sufficient, but maybe not going to be enough, because maybe I'm really going to need to know clearly what is the name if my preparation maybe is not sufficient. So that's that part I can do with bioptics. Of course, the last part is going to be for my normal vision. I don't use the bioptic at that point. I'm really going to wait to get to the point where I can get some information and maybe choose what information I want with. Normally, you're going to check maybe 2, 3, even 4 times with the bioptic before using your normal vision. And so at that, when you're going to use that normal vision, depends what information you're not going to have being able to get before with your bioptic. You're going to use your normal vision to get it. So that's the part with the highway. Here I wanted to show you here, Belinda, that's the little bit, the little surprise, we haven't seen it earlier. If I was asking you.
Yeah. So it's again a double line, and that tells me that I can't overtake there. And for me, it would be because there's a crest of a hill, and it looks like it's probably quite steep because the road, there's no there's foliage on either side of the road, and you really can't see anything after that crest. Yeah.
You're good, Belinda. You're good. So you see here, really, we can see any further. So well, there's one thing. Well, what it's the Earth is ending there. Not really, but with my bioptic at that point, I said, well, I could use it maybe for just a little check. And then what could I get with that little check? Is the presence of a sign here, and maybe, well, little cues there. So it's just a little part of the information, but I have to get those because if I'm going through, I would say that, oh, what a surprise. I've got that big sign here who's telling me that,
Oh, wow.
it's a really big curve.
Yeah.
I see all those arrows here who's telling me that it's going to turn really hard. And after that, well, no, it's going to go right and down. So,
wow, that's really good and really useful as to why the bioptic at that point would be useful to use. Yeah.
So that's why I just want to maybe tell a little bit more about the importance of using the bioptic anytime that it's safe to use it.
Yeah.
So at that time, of course, I could get that information without using it, but it means also that probably it's gonna take me more, we'll say, not more time, but I'm gonna have less time to react appropriately.
Yeah.
So that's why we try to avoid this, because if we can anticipate that more, we can react the proper way, and also if we react properly and the proper way, we can say that the people maybe that's following us in the car is going to be able also to react properly.
Yes.
Because if we have to break down really quickly, well, maybe the one behind us is not going to have time to react. So like we said, just a little glimpse. It's really not neither perfect or complete, but it's giving you maybe some cues about, well, what can I use to compensate the fact that I don't have all the details that the people with a normal seeing got in one look.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Simon. I appreciate you showing us just this very little glimpse about some of the elements that you might take potential bioptic drivers through in teaching them how to use their vision in the driving scene.